What's up, everybody? I'm JGott with another podcast slash hangout, whatever you want to call it. I'm here with my man, King Grimpachi. Please introduce yourself, sir.
Yo, what's up?
Yo, and once again, I'm JGott, and my statement of the day is cash rules everything around me. Cream get the money. I got too many games, y'all. All right. So today's topics we're going to talk about is the new 3DS XL, the new 3DS XL, PlayStation Now, Xbox One, the price change, the YouTube policies, and that GTA being delayed for the PC one more time for the PC crowd. All right, so going forward, 3DS, the 3DS XL, it's coming out next month. I believe it's like the 13th, the day before Valentine's Day. Some people's Valentine's days could be ruined because of this. Not too sure, but anyways, it's coming out next month. It's backwards compatible. It can play the old 3DS games, from what I understand. I don't know if it's every single one or if it's just
you can play all DS games, all 3DS games, and the new 3DS games that are coming out.
Man, it's so confusing. So I mean, I kind of want to call it the 4DS just to not confuse the masses, but yeah, like I said, like King said, plays all the older games, but the older DS won't play the newer DS games. So, for parents out there, that may be one of those things that they gotta ask the cashier maybe at the checkout, but find out if the game they're buying for their child is gonna be able to be played on the handheld or not. But there's some things about it. I mean, like with Nintendo, I guess you could say they went back to their ways in some respect. First of all, I don't own a 3DS. I was interested in getting one because some of the games coming out, they have like some of the RPG style games like Fire Emblem. I hear a lot of good stuff about that. And then the Xenoblade coming out. I'm kind of interested in that. But it's one thing that's kind of, I don't know, a downer, is to come with an AC plug. So if I come home and buy it, come home, play it, battery dies, I'm kind of SOL. I gotta go back out and buy me an AC plug. I don't really like that. I think something like this should come with everything you need in order to continue playing. I mean, that's kind of, to me, it's kind of like a no-brainer, because for the new people that want to get it, now I gotta spend more money to get something it should have came with. I mean, that's just real silly. So, King, what's your thought on that, man?
On the AC adapter, it should definitely come with it. That's how I feel. I do feel some people are blowing it a little bit out of proportion because, yeah, it should come with it, but it's not like, and don't take what I'm saying it's like damage control or defending it. It's not. But I'm just putting stuff in perspective. It doesn't come with one. It should. But it's not like this is a treatment for America. It doesn't come with one anywhere else. Then on top of that, where was anyone's complaints when Japan and other countries wasn't getting a charger? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I think that's that was a big issue too, because okay, they may not be complaining. Like, well, I don't know, because the Japanese audience could have been like, yeah, I want a charger or whatever. But see, if you follow gaming news and you know stuff about games, I knew that for the longest, like when they get a new iteration of the handheld, they don't get a charger because they expect you to have a charger already. So where is I get it wasn't happening to us, but if you really felt that strongly about it, where was the outrage when they were doing it in other countries? You know what I'm saying? So now that it's happening here, now everybody's like, oh, this is wrong, but you weren't saying nothing before because it wasn't happening to you. Now that it's happening, now you want to complain. Should have been complaining because people they're going to hear my words and be like, well, that doesn't make sense. It's not happening to me. Why would I complain? Because it could come your way, which it has. You know what I'm saying? It has not came our way. They're not going to give us a charger, and it is what it is. I mean, I think they should, but they're not.
Do you think that it's because I ain't trying to sound I don't know, pro, I don't know, I can't think of the word, but do you think it's because here in the States, we voice our opinion a lot louder than other countries, maybe? Because if we don't like something, we'll go to Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff, you know, and try to get our voices heard. But I'm not trying to bash other countries, but I'm just putting it out there.
Honestly, I believe that Americans are no different than any other people. I'm pretty sure if they didn't like something, they'll voice their opinions too. But you know, the thing is with it is, like, them not getting a charger over there, they probably don't care. You know, that could just be it. Maybe the consumers do not care. Maybe they're like, all right, it just doesn't come with one. It is what it is. You know, so they just accept it. You know, but you know, if we're complaining about it, maybe they'll give us one eventually. But I mean, what is it like? Nintendo does good with, like, you can use your old shit. Like, you could I think from, if you had AV cables, check this out, AV cables. I think they're AV. I forgot what they were called. I haven't used AV cables in so long. Like the red, yellow, and the audio video cables. I haven't used them things in forever. I forgot what it's called. If you use those things, right? If you had them for the SNES, SNES, right? Do you realize that you can use those same cables on the GameCube, the Wii, and the Wii U?
You talking about the actual adapter? Yeah. It's the same socket. Yeah.
Yeah, you can use the same thing for all. So from the DS to the DSi to the 3DS to the new 3DS, you're using the same charger. And the excuse is here, according to Nintendo, is they didn't want the price to go up, because with the new, now that could be horseshit. It could be. I have no idea. I really don't. Because the new parts, first off, what you're getting is a CirclePad Pro. You're getting a better processor. You're getting the ZL buttons. Technically, you're getting a built-in CirclePad Pro. CirclePad Pro costs $20. You're getting a built-in CirclePad Pro in your system. Amiibo support. I don't know how much the Amiibo. Let's just say we add everything up separately. We can't add in the processor because I don't know how much that costs. But that CirclePad Pro costs $20, right? So that's $20 extra onto a normal XL. That will make the system $220. Then you add in, you know, the Amiibo thing that's built in. There's an Amiibo stand coming out, and I think the Amiibo stand is probably going to go for like $15. So you're looking at an extra $35 on your. So you're looking at $235 after with tax. If you were to get the stuff separately for a normal 3DS XL, minus the processor, because you can't buy that, obviously.
But you mean to tell me that Nintendo? I mean, people always say, because when it comes to these companies or corporations, Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo, they always say, well, Microsoft has the most money, then it goes to Nintendo, and then it goes to Sony. You mean to tell me that Nintendo can put an $8 charger in there? I mean,
at a loss?
Yeah.
Well, see, that's the thing. Nintendo normally doesn't sell things at a loss. They never really have. They normally don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like the Wii U was sold at a loss in the beginning because of the gamepad, and it was because the Wii U didn't cost that much, and the gamepad really doesn't cost that much. The reason they sold that at a loss is because after, you know, a short, like normally 3 to 4 years, that's when they come out of the hole, right?
Yeah.
The Wii U came out the hole in the second year, and it was selling bad. You know what I'm saying? So Nintendo, when they sell something at a loss, you know, it comes back real quick. I don't, you know, they could have sold it at a loss, or to be fair, I mean, honestly, my own opinion, I don't really know. I don't think it would be a loss if they do it in the charger. I think that I mean, but see, at the same time, I don't see a legitimate reason not to throw in the charger. It's not like the chargers are expensive; they're like $10. You know what I'm saying?
$8 on Amazon, yeah. So
I'm like, I don't get why you didn't throw the charger in. No, like, so the only reason I could think of that would make some sense is that they would be selling the system at a loss if they threw the charger in. But like I said, that doesn't sound right. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't. You know, so I have no idea. To be fair,
yeah.
I really don't know why they're not throwing the charger in.
Yeah, and I you know, I agree with that, because if this charger was being used on a DS, and I guess the 2DS uses the same thing, and 3DS uses it, and those systems, well, at least the DS, the original ones, have been out for at least 3 years, you know, at least. So the price to manufacturing that has to be like a whole lot lower now. You know what I mean? It's probably costing them, not, you know, maybe $1, maybe less than that, you know, to manufacture it. I'm just throwing it while it's more of a hypothetical guess here. But it's got to cost them at least $1 to manufacture this. So for them to just to swallow that dollar, go right ahead. I mean, it's not much. I mean, but for me and for others out there that want to get a 3DS, that for the first time, now I got to spend extra money. You know what I mean? And I remember that analogy you said about the whole car thing. I mean, I don't know if you want to go on about that, about some comments you've been reading about the whole people trying to damage the controller, saying, well, you don't get this with that.
Like I said, when it comes to the charger and people saying, well, you don't get with this, with that, depending on something you buy, I think it's all just pretty much damage control for the most part. But, like I said, my take on the charger, they should be there. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I clearly can't see a reason why Nintendo wouldn't add the charger, other than, I mean, it's always business, of course, but I don't see what angle. I don't see, like, like I said, I don't know how much that processor costs. I don't know how much it costs to add these extra buttons in, because this system has been, even though it looks very similar, it has been redesigned. Yeah. So I don't know how much that costs to do. And then to be cool about it, though, the 3DS is selling the new one for the same amount of money as the old one. So the price difference is no. So for all I know, the redesign plus the more power and to keep it at the same price,
that's not bad.
They probably took. It would make sense if they say, okay, if we want to keep it at the same price, we got to take this charger out. But this is the other thing, though. In the other countries with the 3DS XL, when that came out, and the 2DS and all that stuff, and they took the charger out with those things, the only reason I could see for them taking the charger out is, I guess, to save a little money here or there, because with those, it was no reason to take the charger out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was nothing new in the system other than, I guess, you made it bigger or whatever, and I don't know.
Oh, from the 3DS to the XL, right?
Yeah, for the 3DS to the XL to the 2DS, they didn't add a charger with those.
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry, but to go back on the whole amiibo characters, from what I've heard, I didn't read this, so maybe you can back me up or just clear it up for me. From my understanding, the amiibo characters you have can only hold one game on there. You can't put multiple different games on that support the amiibo. I guess like Smash Bros supports amiibos. I don't know if Mario Kart will or doesn't now or will in the future. Future games that have it. Well, future games that will support amiibo characters in it. But from my understanding, if you have one amiibo character, when you use it, it's only assigned to that one game. You can't use it for different type of games.
Oh, no. I don't know. Now, you can use amiibo. You can use your same amiibo for multiple games. It doesn't matter.
Okay, good. Thanks for clarifying that for me.
Yeah, all and right. Then also, just to add this in, they're making different types of, all the amiibos that came out now are based around the Smash characters. Yeah. Now Nintendo is making, the Super Mario Brother amiibo lineup, which some of the characters, obviously, because they're in Smash, they're two different models. Now, if you already got, a Mario Smash amiibo, and then they're coming out with this new normal just Mario amiibo, the amiibos do the exact same thing. The design and how the figurine is shaped is completely different. Only reason, if you just want amiibos for gaming, you wouldn't have to get that other Mario amiibo. Now, if you're a collector, obviously, you'll probably want to get them all. But yeah, from a gaming standpoint, you don't if they made 45 Mario different amiibos, you only need one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt.
And it does the same thing on everything. So that's
okay. Cool. Okay, good. Thanks for clearing that up for me. All right, the next thing I want to bring up is I don't know if you tried it out or not, but PlayStation Now. When I first heard about it, I was I was excited for it. And hold on, this pineapple soda, man, give me the burps. Yeah. So the PS Now, when I first heard about it back in E3, was about a year ago or so. I was pretty excited. It's pretty cool because you can go back on some old titles that you never got a chance to play. Maybe some titles you played on your PSP or PS1 classics that you never really played on the big screen. This is an opportunity for you to actually try it out again, to have that nostalgia type sense or feel and things like that. But now, going forward, it's come out now, and it's for PlayStation 4, the Vita, and I think the 3 as well. I think the 3. I don't know if they launched it officially now for the 3, meaning coming out of beta. But now you can stream your PS3 games from your Vita and your PS4. And I think the whole aspect of it, since it's so new, is pretty cool. Overall, the whole streaming video games over the internet. Just think about it. I mean, we've as a people in technology, we've come a long way. I mean, we went from VHS to DVD to now streaming, and we went from cartridge to CD, and now we can stream. So I think just as technology-wise, we're progressing pretty well. As a service, I have not tried it when it officially launched, but when I tried it in beta, I did not have a problem with the actual games. I was playing Sniper Elite online, getting owned because I really didn't know how to play the game all that well, because obviously snipers, they need a camp. That's what the whole game is based out of, is being able to hide yourself, things like that. I noticed slight lag or latency. It was manageable, and I was able to adjust to that. So I'm pretty sure the service is the same as it is right now. So I like it. The pricing, it's debatable. Some people think it's too much. Some people think it's just right for what you're getting. Because when the library increases from 100 to 1,000 or to 200 to 1,000 and beyond, then I think the price point warrants it. But what do you think about the PS Now service? And have you tried it yet?
I haven't tried it, so I don't know how the service is, like how it works. But I mean, it's just not for me. I've talked about this on my channel. PS Now, any streaming service isn't for me. The pricing is honestly, I don't think there is a right price, at least for me. Like I said, I have a PS3. Actually, my PS3 is kind of acting funny. So it's been acting funny since I pretty much had it, and I'm getting sick of it. I'm gonna get rid of it anyway. But even though I'm getting rid of it, I still would rather, if I ever wanted to just play some PS3 games, I just get a PS3 again. Like, I have no interest in streaming. That's some games. That's just me personally. But like I said, the price, I don't think there's a price for me.
Yeah, because like I said earlier, I mean, the price is always going to be debatable. I mean, even if the price was $5 a month, people still may say it's too expensive. So, I mean, like I said, but one thing I'm kind of curious, I think somebody brought it up too, to the developer, or at least to Sony, is that, and would they be interested in having like a new developer release their game on that first, rather than have it being like released in the PSN store or other type of media outlets, I guess. You know what I mean? Like instead of just being able to stream it instead. You know what I mean? While it's in alpha or in beta, or maybe even when it's fully done. Do you think things like that could be a possible way for developers to get their foot in the door? New developers, that is.
Using PS Now?
Yeah, like just like for streaming purposes, like streaming the beta or alpha of a game, because you're already paying for the service, so it's not like you're paying an extra fee to play like a beta or alpha version of the game. Well, at least we shouldn't be able to. Well, at least we shouldn't be charged for that, at least.
Well, Sony will probably have to do something extra to their service or to their servers or something, because PS Now, from what I'm understanding, it only streams PS3. It actually like basically streams a PS3 store menu to you and everything. It's almost like it's just streaming your PS3 to your so I don't know how they would do that. Like, okay, like how are they going to stream? Like, I guess if it's a PS3 beta, they could, but if it's a PS4 beta, I don't think that's possible. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I think it could be. I mean, I believe when I last checked, there was a Vita game in there, and I want to say there was a PS4 game in there. So,
PS Now, are you positive?
Yeah. Excuse me?
I'm saying, are you positive with PS Now?
Almost, man. I had to check the list again. Cause I'm not in front of my console, so I can't really even check it. But last I checked, I believe there was one apiece. At least there was one Vita and one PS4 game in there. I can't remember the title. It wasn't like a AAA game, I guess you want to say. We'll put it that aspect. You know, I think it was like an indie game, like maybe like Contrast or something. I can't remember exactly, but it'll be a down, like the resolution will be a down, downgrade and things like that. Maybe just for a developer to try to test servers, the multiplayer servers, or just how the game coding is in general. I mean, it's just an idea. It might not be the best one, but it's one way for maybe an up-and-coming developer to at least get their game tested by a wider audience. You know what I mean? I don't know if it'll be possible, but I'm just saying, I don't know if anybody else has thought of the same question. Could we play? Games are being developed in PS now. Trying them out, like getting demos even. You know what I mean? Things like that. So because this is all controlled on Sony's side, they can have the demo up for a certain duration, take it down. You know what I mean? Therefore, it's not really on your hard drive itself. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much what I was trying to point out. Like, would we do you think we'll be able to demo out certain games before they actually get fully released using PS Now as a service?
Once again, like I said, I'm pretty sure the technology's there, but like I said, the way I believe they have it set up, it's only to do like PS3 and eventually PS2 and PS1 games.
Yeah. So
like if you're streaming anything, I'm pretty sure it's in that realm. It has to be like a PS1, PS2, or PS3 game. But at the same time, like, I don't see the benefit of streaming, a beta. More than likely the beta's free, or you're streaming a demo, because those things are free. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta pay, remember, $20 a month or $44 for 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Get a demo streamed to me at a lower resolution, and especially if it's a PS4 title. It's probably going to have latency, and it's going to have, weaker visuals. The point of a demo, for the most part, for most people, is to, you test it out. Hey, I may want to buy this. Well, I wouldn't want to play a version of a game on my system that won't show the game in the best light. You know what I'm saying? So it wouldn't even make sense, at least.
Okay. You make valid points. All right. Well, we can move on from PS Now. So the big news of the week, at least as of yesterday, Xbox One has returned back to that magic number they like, which is $349. This is like at least a week and a half. Not a week and a half. Well, they did it on the 2nd of January. I think go back to 400, or the 3rd of January. Basically, let's say about 13 days prior to this, it went back to $400, and now it's back at $350. I'm sorry, $350. So, it's consumer-wise, it's good for us as a consumer. If you're interested in an Xbox One, hey, you're paying under $400 to get it again. But keep this in mind: those bundles will not be there. At least nobody is bundling it as of right now. But from them going from 500 to 400 to 350 to 330, even back to 400, and now 350. What do you think? What do you think that what type of message do you think that they're sending out there by having all these price drops, increased drops again? Like, what's going on over there? You know what I mean? Because I know unit wise, they're not really selling that many units as compared to Sony, because Sony's outselling them. But I mean, the consoles drop price from $500 down to $350, so that's a $150 price gap. You know what I mean? So I don't know what's going on over there. I mean, I know they're trying anything possible, but do you think this is a sign of desperation or what?
I don't know if it's necessarily a sign of desperation necessarily. It does come off that way from a consumer. I mean, me as a consumer, it's good for me because I get it for $350.
Yeah.
But I don't know business-wise how this is looking. I don't know what Microsoft plans are. I'm pretty sure they're not just like, they're not blind. They're not like just enraged, like, oh, we gotta beat Sony, so let's just do this crazy crap. We're dropping the price. Like, I'm pretty sure it's some type of strategy to what they're doing. I will hope so. But it dropping to $350. The thing that I'm confused about though is, from the gamers, is like they're like, oh, the Xbox One shit is dropping to $350. Why would you care that it dropped to $350? I mean, the only reason I would care is because I can get it cheaper now. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So the Xbox One gets more games. than the Wii U. It's $50 more than the Wii U, $50 less than the PS4. People that I know that aren't biased, that have used both systems, say that visually, even when a game claims to be 1080p on PS4 or whatever, you will not tell the difference. And these people also play on PC. They say between the PS4 and the Xbox One version, you would not be able to tell the difference between the game.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you're basically getting, you could say, a better system or whatever for $50 less compared to the PS4. And I don't get why like people are like, oh, the Xbox One's, in trouble or whatever. I don't know if they're in trouble, honestly.
Well,
Microsoft has so much money. I don't know what's going on with them.
Yeah, and like people bring up the whole money thing, but if you know business don't like losing money either. So they might have billions and they'll be fine for who knows how long, decades going on, centuries maybe even. But no business like to lose. They don't like losing money. I mean, like where I work and in manufacturing, if we can save 2 cents, 2 pennies, we're interested in it. So because that adds up, you know what I mean? For a vehicle we build and things like that, it adds up, parts and all that. It just adds up. So for business wise, losing money is not a good thing. I mean, so all that money they invested in Connect and everything else, I mean, that's kind of like, what was all that for? That's a huge loss. And from my understanding, they're still going to look into doing Connect type games. But now since the audience, now since the new consumers don't have the Connect, and the Connect itself is like $150. I mean, it's kind of pricey for a camera. For a proprietary camera, you can only use for the console. Primarily, you can't take it outside and take photos with your family and all that. But I mean, I'm kind of curious as to what will they make to try to pull people to buy the Connect again. And for me, like, when it comes to Microsoft, I mean, as a company, I really don't care for them. I really don't like them as a company. And I guess for me, it started all the way back in Windows 95, so with all that bull crap happened back then, so I really didn't care for the company. Then all that happened and going forward, I bought it, of course got over it or whatever. I wasn't emotionally attached, to them or anything, but I got an Xbox 360, played it, and crashed within a year. So I was like, God damn, this stuff is real. The whole Red Ring of Death thing, and I got it fixed, and I never really touched it again. And the reason why I got 360 because I was hoping for an RPG at the time, because the RPGs weren't really out during the like 06, 05 time frame when I bought it. So I'm not against Xbox, but they really don't have any games for me as a consumer. Even though the prices went down, and they don't have any games that would entice me to buy it still. I mean, like, to me, a lot of their big games they have are all games with guns in it. So I'm not really into all that. You know what I mean? So for me as a consumer, that price looks nice. But again, but again, like I'm still not bought yet. And I know that Scalebound's coming out. That looks kind of interesting, but I really haven't seen anything real of it either. It seems nice as like a CG trailer and a couple pictures. I haven't seen anything, unless you have.
Huh?
I said I don't know if you've seen any gameplay of Scalebound.
No, I don't think they showed any yet. They just showed that trailer. But I'm not trying to argue your points by any means. But I'm just asking. I'm pretty sure that Sony has more, the same amount, if not more, games with guns than Microsoft.
But they got JRPGs I like.
No. I'm not talking about. I'm not trying to sound like Zaire, where I'm just trying to like knock stuff off. But I'm saying I'm talking about Sony's. I'm talking about Sony's titles.
Okay. Yeah, like Uncharted, and then I got Killzone and
Resistance.
Yeah, Resistance, and Ratchet and Clank, and all that.
Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
They have a good number of games with guns. The only games with guns I think Microsoft has is Halo, Gears, and I guess Crackdown.
Yeah. The thing is, it's weird because even people might think I'm backpedaling or whatever though, but the only games I bought from Sony that are like, I guess are exclusives are like Killzone, Resistance 1, 2, and 3, which is the second one to me was like the best one. and The Last of Us, and Uncharted. As I think it was the prime ones that I own that have guns in it. The other ones, they don't really. I mean, like God of War, none but the swords and axes and things like that though. But go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna answer your question about like the Microsoft stuff, but I just found it funny. I always found it funny. Like people always say, Microsoft has like just nothing but shooters, but I'm pretty sure Sony has more games involving shooting than Microsoft does.
Yeah, and honestly, you could be right on that, but it's like I guess as everybody may see them as Microsoft, what is Halo, Gears, Forza,
and Crackdown. They got Halo, like all the games I can remember that Microsoft owns that they still produce that are shooters or you shoot. Halo, Gears, and Crackdown. Sony has Killzone, Uncharted, Ratchet and Clank, Resistance, Infamous. I know you're gonna be like Infamous. Yes, all you do pretty much is shoot people. Yeah. You shoot stuff. They have. I mean, if you want to go back in the past, Jack and Daxter, we can go on for days with the titles. Yeah, Sony is technically, I wouldn't say they are because I just personally think Gears is like one of the best third-person shooters. But if you want to talk about exclusive third-person shooting, I think Sony has the more exclusive third-person shooters. Oh yeah, or just shooters period than Microsoft.
I think the only one that come to mind is just Killzone. I think is first person. I think the other one's a third person.
Yeah, Resistance is also first person.
Yeah. And there was I totally forgot about the game.
Oh yeah, I forgot. The Order is another shooter.
It's third person.
But I'm just saying. You're right.
You're right.
Yeah, it's shooters period.
Okay, and in that aspect, I was wrong then. I mean, but I guess for me, back in the 360 era, there wasn't like more variety. Like I wanted to play different type of games, and I wanted to play an RPG. Like, and I think I gave Eternal Sonata. I tried that, but I think I played it. Shoot, I can't remember how long, man, because it's like back in 2006, so it was like almost damn near 10 years ago. But I played it. Yeah, I guess because I really didn't like it. I can't remember what I did not like about it, but I know I didn't care for it when I had it. Got rid of it, and I stopped there, and I bought a PS3, and PS3 had they had RPG, but it wasn't really that good either. But I knew they would have RPGs, which they did get later on, But I'll try to give Microsoft a try. I'm waiting for them to give me something, but we'll see. I'm not sure what the future will hold comes to me, because I know you said you'll get an Xbox, but I'm kind of debating on it because a lot of their games, just call it what it is, they all come to PC. A lot of them do. So if the Xbox has it, pretty sure it's coming to PC, and people that know me, I play on the PC as well. So I'm not really trying to rush to get an Xbox right now. But I don't know if you have anything to add to that, because if not, we'll go to the next topic.
Yeah, I'm pretty much done. And okay. I know when you upload this, and I know if you throw this shit in glitch, they're gonna be like, "What the hell did Grim just say? They have more third-person shooters." Yeah, they do that. Sony has a lot more games than Microsoft.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they would have more. You know what I'm saying? They got more games.
Yeah, I mean, it's some things get past me too. I guess if I really sat down and thought about it before I said it, then I wouldn't have said what I said, because you're right.
No, I'm not. I wouldn't. I'm just throwing it out there, like, a lot. I get it though. To be fair, I get it, because when you think about Microsoft, what do you think? Halo, Gears, and then if you want to think about just
Fable,
Microsoft period, you think about Halo, Gears, Forza, Call of Duty. Madden, you think about all these different games, but I mean, even if you think about Sony in the long run, if you're talking about everything, including first party and third party, you're thinking about also Metal Gear, which is a
third party, but it's a gun game type.
It's a third person shooter, basically. You're looking at also what GTA is heavily touted with PlayStation. Mm-hmm. Third person shooter. See, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people just don't think about it that way. So I was just throwing my thoughts in. That was it.
Hey, you enlightened me, man. I got enlightened. So that's always a good thing. It's always a good thing, man. But hold on. But yeah, my phone. But there's also the new topic that came up too was the YouTube policy with Microsoft and the Xbox game Let's Players, Machinima as well, people as well. And shoot, I didn't even know what Machinima stood for. I found out a few days ago because I thought they were talking about the partnership with Machinima. But for those that may not know what a Machinima is, it's kind of like that Red versus Blue, where they take things from the game and they make like their own series out of it. You know, it's not a montage, but they make their own series. Like if anybody is a gamer out there would know what Red versus Blue is.
Yeah, it's a tool. It's a tool.
Yeah.
It's like an editing tool to like make movies and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So they call them Machinimas. So I didn't even know. Like I said, I really didn't even know by definition what it really meant. You know, first time I heard it, I thought it was a freaking partnership. But so of course the rules are kind of basic like any others. You know, no sexual stuff, no trying to sell things that you should be selling, kind of basic, right? But the one thing that kind of stood out, and I'll put the link in the description, the one thing that stood out was the use of the footage. I'm trying to summarize it the best I can to make it make sense. So if you make something on YouTube, right, and you put it up there and it gets a lot of hits and a lot of people like it, and let it be a montage of a game that you play. I use GTA, use that. But instead, No. I use Crackdown because as a Microsoft game, you know, at least it's coming to their console. So I'll use that as an example. Let's say you do a montage of Crackdown, right? Like showing the highlights of the game, and it gets a lot of views. People like it. And Microsoft, they see it and they like it. Well, they can use that footage and then put it on a commercial without even mentioning you at all, and you get nothing out of it, not one penny, not a shout out, not nothing. They own it. So that's bothering people because, you know, you put time and effort into that, so you would like to have some sort of, you know, representation that you did all this work. And Microsoft does not have to do anything. They don't have to tell you that they're using it or ask your permission, because they really didn't get into all detail about it, but they said the lawyers told them so. So the lawyers told them that they can do that. And also, if you have like an added adaptation for a game, like a mode or something, I don't want to butcher it though, but they can add certain features to a game that may be out of the game that you may incorporate. They can add that as well. And other iterations of a game without your consent. So some people are kind of upset about that because they're taking your creative work and then just market and making money off of that. So I think since I create things on YouTube and you do as well as King, I think it's kind of messed up because we take the time out of our days. Granted, we're doing this as a hobby, you know what I mean? And some people, they do it to make money. But I think in essence, morally, I think we think it's wrong because we're taking time out of our day, do all the editing, have the computer just sitting there rendering the video, uploading the video to YouTube. And with me, I got the struggle net over here. Apparently, my upload takes forever, to upload, to YouTube. So sometimes I do it while I'm sleeping because it takes that long. But all that time and effort, and to have somebody come in, take it, and make money off your hard-earned work, I don't like that. But I don't know about you, King. Go ahead.
Well, all right, I'll touch on this. All right. Now, I'm gonna throw out some examples, and I could be crazy. I always say that, but I'm gonna throw out some examples. Right? PewDiePie is a brand, right? At this point, this man makes money. Yeah. So, let's say I made a game, right?
Okay.
And PewDiePie likes my game. So, and he says it's the greatest game of all time. Let's just say PewDiePie says this. I know a lot of kids like PewDiePie, and I'm making them a commercial. Now, I'm not using PewDiePie's footage, but what if I put greatest game of all time, PewDiePie? Now, because he's a brand, is he a brand? Should he contact me and say, hey, you got to pay me for using my words? You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's not like I'm lying. He really did say those things. So it's just like when they say IGN 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Or some of that nature. Should you not pay them? Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because
But are they
recently I've
getting
been
paid?
watching a bunch of stuff about Kevin Hart and stuff, and he even said like he had a movie coming out, and I think it was Sony or somebody wanted him to like go on Twitter and say, hey, check out my new movie, blah 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 blah. Now remember, this is his movie, but he said, look, I'm a brand. He said, you got to pay me to do that. I'm not just doing that for free. But see, it's his movie. You know what I'm saying? It's his it's his movie. So Sony's thinking, well, you're starring in it. I'm pretty sure you want people to see it. You should want to do it. He's like, no, that's not a part of my contract.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? What, you got to pay me to do that, right?
I mean, but at the same time, but like that's like his movie. You're in it. You want people to go watch the movie you're in.
Okay, but to be fair, I mean, even though you did all that editing, it's still Microsoft game at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So even if you did, like, it's just like no different. Like, who other than like people like me and Matt that were like kind of like teasing a little bit. No one was in outrage that Sony. I'm not saying Sony necessarily did it all along, but Sony did have a PS4 commercial for Battlefield Hardline, but in the commercial it said press Q to do something because they were using the keyboard because they were using PC footage. But I mean, I know that the PC isn't owned by anybody. I get that, but that's not their footage, obviously. You know what I'm saying? That's not PlayStation footage, at least. I
didn't even see that commercial, bro.
I'll show it to you. That's not
do that.
And nobody's like it's no different than like I mean, I don't see the big deal in it. Personally, I think it's flattering because they ain't like they're gonna grab anybody's stuff. Because who knows? Let's say JGott, you put up a bunch of Halo 5 footage, right? Let's say Microsoft, like for 2 games in a row, goes to your channel, takes your, eventually is Microsoft smart, or you could contact them. Look, hey, you keep using my footage. How about you give me a job? Like, I mean, it wouldn't be too far fetched. I mean, just think about it. Like, I don't see the big deal in there. If you know how to, like, I would not think to ask for money. You know how dope it would be? Because I put up some Mario Kart 8 footage. Because you could just upload Mario Kart 8 gameplay from the Wii U to YouTube. You know how dope it would be if I saw me on a Mario Kart 8 commercial? I'd be like, yo, that's cool. That's my character. I'm not gonna be like, yo, Nintendo, I need money for my character. That's strange, at least.
Yeah.
I get why people want it. I get why people would ask for it. But yeah, it's still kind of weird.
Man. Yeah, because like you put it that way, it sounds good. At the same time, it's like you got people like myself that think, okay, well, you should be paying me too, or I don't know. It's almost like a double-edged sword.
I'm gonna throw one more thing out.
Go ahead, man.
When they first showed off Street Fighter 5, and they were showing all those people at the tournament, right? You think any of those people at the tournament said, "Hey, you using my face? I want to get paid in your commercial."
You mean that exclusive game that's for PC and console, right?
Yeah, the exclusive game. Yeah, the exclusive. Yeah. But you get my point. Like, it would be very odd, because it's I believe it's public domain at that point.
When they're recording you, because
I believe.
Because like how it goes that they when they if you're in front of a camera, even though you're in public, they have to ask your permission if they're gonna put it on TV. You say, "Do you mind?" And then you gotta sign. Sometimes you gotta sign papers stating, "Yeah, I acknowledge. You can use my face."
Yeah, that's fair. But what I'm saying is like, not all those fighting game events and tournaments are like big tournaments in the sense like Capcom is really involved. Some of those tournaments like are just tournaments that people are hosting in their own home that they recorded and threw up on YouTube. Because if you're a company and you make games or whatever, you're showing a montage of just people over the years having fun with your game. I'm not contacting. I may get information. I mean, may get video footage from a real official. This was a tournament. That we hosted and we were a part of. But I wonder, do they have to get in contact with the tournament hoster to get footage and have to pay them for that footage? Or I wonder if let's say they used a normal person's footage. You know what I'm saying?
Like maybe Justin Wong's and what's that other guys? That Street Fighter versus Chun-Li. I forget. Yeah, like that footage. You mean like even incorporating that into the game?
Yeah, it's Justin Wong. Maybe because Justin Wong is Justin Wong, he may get paid. It's just like recently there was a commercial Sony put up where, and like I said, I don't know the official things. I don't know if anyone got any money, but it was a bunch of normal ass consumers, and I don't mean that in a rude way, playing the order. But then you saw Boogie. Now, because Boogie is Boogie, I'm pretty sure they had to, if Boogie's a smart businessman, when they were like, yo, Boogie, say something nice about the order, I'm pretty sure Boogie was like, you got to pay me to do that. But nobody else is asking for it. And then, especially after the fact, after they done made the commercial, if you're like, yo, I was in that commercial, I deserve some type of payment. You know, it's kind of weird. You know, I just don't see it. You know, it was some other stuff that I didn't agree with the thing. I just think what Microsoft is doing is all weird. But if Microsoft wants to take my footage or anybody's footage and make a commercial, I don't really see the big deal.
The harm in it, right?
Yeah, like for a prime example, it's no different than what Naughty Dog did with Uncharted 3. And I know what you're going to say. Oh, here goes Grim again, getting on Naughty Dog. Listen, I love Naughty Dog. I like Sony. Please calm down, just because I have different opinions than you. But Naughty Dog on Uncharted 3 has Uncharted TV. You know what Uncharted TV is? Is they take the best clips from people from YouTube and all around of people like doing some crazy crap in Uncharted 3's online, like getting a multi-kill or killing someone in a weird way or escaping death. They just grab that shit from the internet and put it. They don't pay these people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And they even show your online profile, give you like a shout out, or they'll put you on the top. You're the #1 video of the day. You don't get money from that. And if you call and ask for it, you know they'll probably start doing it. You know what I'm saying? They'll be like, you know what, you tripping. You know,
like, hang the phone back up, like whatever, man.
you crazy. Like, I forgot the dude's name. I put his video in Glitch recently. I think his name was like Rogerman Gaming or whatever. He made so many good videos that Naughty Dog got in contact with him, or he got in contact with them. I don't remember how it went, and he actually got in charge of hosting Uncharted TV. He actually started to, I believe, choose the top videos of the day and the week and stuff. And I'm pretty sure through that conversation, he was probably getting some type of money. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. You know, because you gotta remember at the end of the day, you know, he's a fan of Uncharted. Naughty Dog come up, hey, how would you like to be in charge of this? He might just say, okay, you know, like, and not ask for nothing. Who knows? Yeah. Or he might be smart and be like, hey, you know, I ain't trying to sound like a dick or nothing, but you know, you throw me a couple of dollars my way. You know, who knows? Who knows? You know what I'm saying?
Gas money or a Subway sandwich, something.
Yeah, because I don't know if he was like editing the video. I know, like, I think he said something like he could choose the top 10, but that still takes time out your day. You got to sit there and look through all the best videos that people are uploading. So yeah, that still takes time. It's not like he has to look through all that crap unless Naughty Dog just sent him like 10 videos that they chose and they said, you pick the numbers. Then if it's something like that, then I'd be like, yeah, it'd be kind of silly to ask for money, because all you gotta do is look at the video, make a decision, and send it back to him. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it wouldn't be nothing.
He's kind of like a community manager at that point, in that area, you know.
Yeah.
The video editing. Okay, so I get your point. You got me, man. You got me on that one. Speaking of Naughty Dog, man, because yesterday they came out and said that that Uncharted 4 may not. Basically, they said it may not be. It wasn't yesterday. It was 2 days ago. They came out and said Uncharted 4 may not be 60 frames because they don't want to sacrifice the visual aspects of what they're trying to present. So I made a video about it. I think you did as well. I just want to elaborate just a little bit more on it. I thought about making a re-up on it, but I was like, I'll just do one of these instead. So to me, I mean, I guess I've been spoiled, you know, with 60 frames because it's so fluid. I mean, goddamn. But my thing is this. So if they don't want to sacrifice the visual aspect of the game, I guess the game's gonna be at 1080 is what they wanted to have it at. Well, how about you just bring it down resolution-wise to keep the 60 frames and the visuals? I mean, that's what we do on PC. We just change the resolution, and there you go. I mean, like, we pretty much can achieve the frames we want, and the game still looks the same. I mean, just granted now, well, it looks the same for the most part. I mean, because the resolution is small, is smaller, it's not as large. You can't, you know, I guess all the pixel count's different, but at least these systems, they can upscale from whatever, if it was 720 to 1080, but even then it's being upscaled, so it's not native. But at the same time, I was like, they should down the resolution, and then I saw BG's video, and it made more sense. How about you have the single player just 30 frames and the multiplayer be 60? The multiplayer does not need to have all these crazy details. It's multiplayer. Nobody's paying attention to that. My main objective is to take out the other person, not to look at the sky and the grass and all other crap. You know what I mean? So maybe that's what they should do. I don't know if that's what the angle they're trying to go at or not, but I think it's a good idea. So what do you think about that, man? Having the single player be 30 and then the multiplayer being 60.
I'm gonna answer that, but I'm gonna go a little deeper with it. All right.
Ahead,
so, with Uncharted 4 may not be 60. First thing I want to throw out is this. Shout outs to Ryan and Glitch, but Ryan said what I deem like kind of like a weird comment. He said this has never been a thing in Uncharted before, so why would anyone care now? Meaning 60 frames per second, right?
Yeah.
Well, neither has 1080p, so we should just take that off. Neither has smarter AI. Let's take that off too. Neither has the better graphics. Let's just all take it off and give you what you've been used to, a PS3 title. See how that doesn't make sense? Mm-hmm. Now, going back to the 60, another thing I want to talk about is the hypocrisy of gamers. When Naughty Dog, remember Sony and their associates make even though I have my gripes with Sony, just like I got my gripes with Nintendo and Microsoft and even PC gaming, Sony makes standards. So like when 720p came out, everybody was like, that's HD, but then they came out and said, no, 1080 is true HD. Naughty Dog comes out and says, yo, when we made The Last of Us 60 frames per second, they said we cannot go back. This is the new standard.
Yeah, I remember.
Out of their mouths, this is the new standard. So now you're saying that we may not get this to 60. Now keep in mind that Uncharted 4, although it looks good, it doesn't look groundbreaking. And I'm not saying that in a rude way. I'm saying it doesn't look like anything that hasn't been produced already or that couldn't have been done years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But Uncharted 4 does look great. This goes back to the consoles not being as powerful as you think, because they should be able to run this game 1080 60. Uncharted, I mean, I don't know how they're going with Uncharted 4. It could be bigger than before, but from what I could tell, it's going to be the same old story of like kind of a linear experience, and not in a bad way, but it's just how the game is designed.
Yeah.
I want the story, the multiplayer. I want the whole game to be 60 frames per second. That game could be 900p, 720p upscale. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't see the big deal, but see what happens. Sony then backed themselves into a corner where 1080p, they got to make sure everything's 1080p. So now you're going to probably get a 30 frames per second game, and maybe even the multiplayer is going to be 30 frames per second.
It's so sluggish if it is. God damn it.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing that people don't realize, like especially people that never experience a high frame rate, high in the third. Like I get it. I make countless videos saying frame rate matters, but it doesn't matter. And when I say it doesn't matter, what I mean is frame rate, at least to me, doesn't stop me having fun.
Yeah. One
of my favorite games that you're playing through, I guess, a little bit right now is Ocarina of Time. That game is like 15 frames per second.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying? And see, look. When I first played the game, I never felt it. Now that I've been, more into the technology and playing games at high frame rate, when I go back to that, I'm like, yeah, this really is 15 frames per second. See, the thing is though, like, playing something like that, I used to play Fallout on my laptop, Fallout 3 at 15 frames per second. But see, the game wasn't designed behind that, so that whole experience was just choppy. Ocarina of Time isn't choppy, it's just kind of sluggish.
But at the same time, wouldn't you think action games would need to be at a higher frame rate because they're action based versus a strategy game or
I would honestly think any and every game should have a higher frame rate. I don't think there's no game that 30 frames is acceptable.
Well, because I'll tell you this, because this game I'm playing right now on my PC, I got it for like $3 or whatever, Steam sales. It's called Agarest, or I can't even say the name, man. I ain't even gonna forget it. I ain't gonna try to pronounce it. The damn names. Anyway, it's a game that came out on PS3. I'll put the link in the description if people want to check it out. It came out on PS3 and Xbox, I believe. I don't know if the Xbox. I know PS3 it did. I think like 3 years ago, and maybe 2 years ago. The game on PC runs at 30 frames, and that game seems so sluggish. So I went to the INI file, changed it from 30 to 60, but it's like too fast. Like it's a strategy RPG, so it's like too fast for the battle scene. So I went back in the INI file, fine-tuned it to about 42 frames, which put me at 45. It's kind of weird how it worked that way, but 45 frames per second works perfectly with that game. Do you think like 45 frames can work perfect in some other games? Maybe but, or it had to be 30 or 60. You know
I mean, for me personally, like I said, like just a high frame rate is always better.
Oh yeah.
You know, when it comes to like if I drop a video talking about frame rate when it comes to these consoles, what I'm really like talking about in the message of my video is talking about the power of next gen. I'm also talking about how the hypocrisy of it all. I'm talking about how like people will make fun of an Xbox or a PS4 or a Wii U game not being a certain frame rate. But if you look at it in actuality, when people say the PS4 has the more power, and it really doesn't, because how many games on the PS4 that aren't a remake that's 1080 60 frames per second, or a game that's just not demanding whatsoever? And even the games that aren't demanding, like Diablo on PS4 is nowhere near as beautiful and has as much particle and stuff going on as the PC version, and that game isn't hard to run whatsoever.
Yeah. It's a dark game too, on top of it all.
Yeah, so which goes back to like when I make a video about stuff like that. You know, I'm not picking necessarily. I'm just pointing something out to you to make you come back to reality, to hit you back down, and make you know, look, take your fanboy glasses off. This is really what you got.
Yeah, and also when I mean dark, like Diablo, yeah, it's aura is dark. No, I mean the game, the lighting in the game is dark, so it's not like a whole bunch of like, lighting effects going on and plus it's the top-down view, but I can tell that it drops frames. I can see it, and maybe because my eyes have been retrained again through playing PC games. Even when I'm playing The Last of Us Remastered on PS4, it runs smooth at 60, but I know when it drops below 60. I can see it, I just don't know.
Yeah, there is not a single game on next generation on the PS4
that's locked. Yeah,
maybe even Xbox One. I think Forza is kind of locked at 60, to be honest. But there is no game that is there, and I'm gonna go back to Uncharted. I'm not gonna like stick with just all different games, but like when I see something like Forza Horizon, which is an open world game, I still believe, because it's the next generation, that game should be 60 frames per second. But the least excuse is it's open world, and it's a bunch of cars on this. Oh, okay, whatever, even though I feel it should be 60, especially in a racer, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, all right, I can see that. But then when Drive Club comes out, and yes, this is before rain and before weather, and it's 30, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, and everybody's like, well, it still feels fast.
Yeah, like that's the thing, like
but but it's weird because I put many hours in Gran Turismo 4 and 5. Up 4 and 5. I mean 5 and 6 on the PS3. I put many hours into it, and that game I think that game's not running 60. I know that for sure. It's not. I don't believe it is. If my memory serves me right, it's not running 60. But it's. I mean, we all can adapt to 30. But if, like you said earlier, I would rather have a 60, 60 or higher.
Like 60 frames per second, like basically what it is like for me, I'm more easy to adapt to weaker visuals, honestly, because I mean, I've been playing games for so long. I still play games that visually still look old because that's just how they designed the game. Like that doesn't bother me. The frame rate, it doesn't necessarily bother me like, I can't play this game. Nothing like that can make me not play a game, but frame rate is a lot. The frame rate, I prefer higher frame rate than anything else. But going back to just as an example, like the frame rate thing, like 60 to 30, like you can go back and adapt to 30, but it's like going from being like poor, going from being rich to poor. Yeah, you can go back and adapt, especially if you were poor before. But you still want to go back to being rich. It's not like you're just like, I'm cool being poor. No, you want to have money. Like, that's just what it is. But going to Uncharted, like, I honestly think they should, like I said, I've always said this, hashtag options, hashtag PC options, or whatever I
Yeah.
Remember the last hashtag I used for that movement? I would rather them give you graphical and like the PC, give me options like that. And I don't mean just for frame rate. I mean across the board. Just let me turn shit down, up, or whatever.
Yeah,
You know.
I know, and you know what? There's got to be something about these systems that I guess they might not be able to do that. I really don't know what it is because I don't understand why they don't do that. It's like it's so simple. I mean, just so I want to turn off VSync. Well, shit, they don't even have that. I take that back. I want to turn down the anti-aliasing or reduce whatever it is. I want to reduce it so I can have a higher frame rate, or I want the game to look visually beautiful. So I want to up these things, and I can sacrifice my frame rate. So I don't know what's wrong having options. I mean, options are always good. That's I check.
Yeah, I mean, I want, like I said, I want options.
Yeah. So I don't know. Hopefully they'll figure something out. And I mean, they're kind of going that way anyways. Infamous games and the last two, I mean, including the DLC, and Killzone and The Last of Us, all Sony titles, all have at least a frame per second option in there. So we're getting somewhere, just not at the pace that I think we would like it.
Or would they? I mean, honestly, what they could do is like, all right, see, this is where it's a little tricky. What they should do is just come out and say, look, this is what our console can do. This is what it can't do. So people can understand. But like I said, I would still rather have the 60 by them dropping the resolution or whatever. But like I said, Sony backed themselves into a corner with we do 1080p, so they have to pretty much do that, or people are going to be mad. But for example, like Infamous runs at 30, but you can unlock the frame rate where it just fluctuates. It never really reaches 60, but at the same time, Infamous Second Son, compared to the old Infamous games, which were at 30, but they kind of dip every now and again, has way less enemies on the screen. Yeah, it looks better. Has way less enemies. Way less less enemies. I think the map is even smaller. I think it's less stuff to do. And then and when like I said, I haven't played Infamous. To be fair, I haven't played Second Son, but I have played the enemy.
I have it. Like yeah. There's less people on the screen.
It used to be tons of enemies on the screen. These enemies weren't just doing silly things like small, minute things like shooting at you. They were doing a bunch of shit on your screen. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think that they could do everything with Infamous Second Son. That's why they cut corners. Like, there's no reason why Knack, that corridor game, and yes, Knack looks good. That's the I think the only PS4 game I ever played was Knack. That game looks great, but it's 30 frames per second. Yeah, and it's a platformer beat 'em up. And it's like, when I say, I don't know if you play Knack. When I say those worlds are tiny, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's pretty much a hallway for the most part. It's 30 frames per second.
It was a fun game though, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. When I was playing it, I was having fun too. Like, that's why I'm saying frame rate doesn't matter when you're having fun. But like I said, 60. If there was two versions of Uncharted 4, one was 60, one was 30, you're not going back to 30.
Oh hell no.
Naughty Dog, although going back on their word, they're 100% right. 60 is the new standard. Now, how about you give it to them? Yeah,
I know. And the thing is, like, and I want to keep talking about this whole topic of Uncharted, but I keep thinking of more things. Like, some people keep bringing up Drake's visuals, like they keep showing his face, how detailed it is and whatnot. But I was talking to one of my friends at work. The sad part about all these great visuals they're giving, all this detail they're giving towards Drake, is that all that stuff is only be seen during cutscenes. You know what I mean? Because the game is third person. You seeing his back like 90% of the time. You know what I mean? So at the same time, that stuff looks good, but you're not gonna see it all the time either. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta stand still, probably rotate the camera in front of the character to try to get a good glimpse of his face and things like that to see more detail. But those details look nice, they look lifelike and all that, but that's not going to be really implemented into the game. I don't think it is. I mean, like, not when you're having a gunfight, you're going to pay attention to what his face looks like. Not really. You're pay attention to try to get rid of the enemy. I mean, all those visuals look nice, but is it really worth having all those visuals? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like, you made a statement. I don't know if you were making it or you were referring to BG, but you said like, and make the multiplayer 60 because all those visual things. I'm not focused on now playing the multiplayer. Well,
Yeah.
to be honest with you, when you're playing the game, other than in those moments where you're just climbing or like it's a moment where they're saying, "Hey, look at the game," you know.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Sony games do that. Like, if you ever played Ratchet and Clank, when you land on a planet.
Yeah.
They pan, like, as soon as you land, they pan the camera out
and so you
can see the world behind it, and it is impressive. But then when you start playing the game, I swear, like,
it is like
even in the single player, you don't give a flying fuck. The only time you like, damn, this game looks good, is those moments when you're doing nothing. Like in Last of Us has good visuals, definitely in the cutscenes.
Oh yeah.
Story mode wise, the only time I was like, this game is beautiful is the time, and this is, I guess it's a spoiler, when you meet the giraffes.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, damn, this looks good. But every other time I was just playing the game. I didn't have time to say, oh, this shit looks. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. When I'm playing a game on PC at 60 frames per second, I'm always saying it looks good because I'm really paying attention to the visuals. It's because how fluid it is.
Yeah.
Fallout is one of my favorite games of all time. That shit looks ugly as hell. I'm playing at 60 frames all the time. I'm like, damn, look how smooth it's moving. Like, because Fallout plays so sluggish at 30 frames per second.
Dude, I'm with you on that one, man. And like, I'm playing this game. It came out for 360. Apparently, I didn't even know, man. Called Blades of Time. That game is locked at 120. I'm more impressed with how smooth it runs. I'm like, God damn, it runs so smooth. I can't do 120 on my monitor, but the fact that it's locked at 120, basically for me, it's locked at 60. No dips, no nothing. Minimum, another one locked at 60. No dips. It runs so smooth. But I'm with you, man. I'm with you on this one.
Yeah, like that's it's just like what's the game? The Order. The Order looks good to me now, like, because I'm watching it being played for me on YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I get the Order in my hand, I'm not going to be sitting there in combat. Look how good the game looks. No, I'm not going to have time. Like, at least the way my brain processes it, I don't have time to sit back and say how good the game looks because I'm not focusing on any of that crap.
You're interacting with it now. So
yeah, I'm playing it now, so I'm like, you know, I'm trying to focus on shooting this guy. And to be fair, is what I've seen of the Order so far. I'm trying to shoot this guy that looks like this other guy. That I shot like 5 seconds ago. They all look the same in the Order. Like, I swear to God, they all look the same, man. Like,
yeah. Well, I don't know. Like, it's whatever on that. But moving on though, man. We gotta move on. This is the last thing I got. It might not take too long though. But Grand Theft Auto 5 delayed one more time on the PC. So I haven't really seen like an outcry from the PC crowd, at least to the communities I'm in. They're not really, it's as if they really don't care. You know what I mean? Like, they're not affected by it. You know, they're not going on forums, being keyboard warriors, saying, "Oh, I can't believe it's not coming out," things of that nature. But one thing I did notice though, that Steam's having a sale on Saints Row, the franchise, right now, and it could be because Grand Theft Auto's not coming out, so a game that's like Grand Theft Auto,
that's kind of smart.
Yeah, it's on sale now.
And then you can get Got Out of Hell for $5 too.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. So
I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna definitely buy it. Yeah.
No. Saints Row 4 is $5, I think.
No. On GameStop.com, the PC digital release of Got Out of Hell is $5.
GameStop does PC now?
Yeah, they do PC now. GameStop pretty much matches Steam, if not lower.
Nice. I guess they're getting smart.
I think you could get still to this day, if you want Call of Duty Advanced Warfare on PC, you can find that for 40 instead of 60.
Call of Duty, I really don't understand those words you just said, but maybe I gotta look that up in the dictionary. I don't know what that means. No, I hear you, bro. But yeah, I didn't know GameStop was doing PC again. You know, again. But going back to that, Grand Theft Auto is being delayed again because they want to make sure the game runs, no glitches and things like that. So it's being delayed a second or third time now. But
yeah,
okay, you know, it's kind of like, all right, fine. At least at least when it comes out, it better be working. And I saw this man, I wish I had to save the clip. I gotta find it again. It's in a movie called a video game movie. They talked to some developers from Epic and some other companies. But I think it was an Epic developer. He said that the PC community is like the Wild West. If it ain't done right, they'll let you know. You know what I mean? So to me, I took it as, if something's not right on the PC, yeah, they're, the PC community is not going to invest in you. They're gonna just slander you left and right. They're not going to take it. In other words, so basically, if you guys have a port or a game going to the PC, you better be done right. And that should be for consoles as well. I mean, that's for anything. But for them delaying this game yet again, just to polish it, get it right. You kind of have to just let them do what they got to do. Rockstar has a reputation that they need to uphold. I don't think they want to go down like Ubisoft did with their last recent games that just came out last year. So for them wanting to do it, to delay it one more time. This time is only another 2 months. I think it's okay for the most part, but also some people may not know that don't play on PC. There are plenty of other games to play. So for that being delayed, yeah, it's a big title, I guess you can say. But if that's not out, cool. I'll play something else. It's no big deal. And like I said earlier, Saints Row just went on sale, a crazy ass sale. So for Saints Row being like that, this is a perfect time for them to have their games on sale to snatch that crowd temporarily. Go ahead.
To touch on like GTA 5 on PC and just some of the things I'm hearing from people is quite silly. Like I'm hearing console dudes saying, PC gamers begging and see this is the thing I want to throw out. Like just to touch on GTA 5 getting delayed real quick. If they need to delay it to fix it and make sure it comes out correctly, that's not bad. That's only good for me. And then on top of that, Rockstar is actually offering, because it's coming out later, if you pre-order it from them, the PC download release, which, I mean, if you pre-order from them, it's still going to give you a Steam code. It doesn't really matter. You get to choose one free game from them out of all the games they have on PC. So you can get a free game. So, I'm saying, like, it only benefits at the end, So So them delaying it, make sure that it comes out stable and correct. Then you get a free game on top of that. Then obviously you still get that money, that in-game money for the online. I don't see the big deal, But to talk about some of the stuff in the communities and on YouTube, this is where like I always said like PC gamers on YouTube can act like dicks, but this is when I have to say console gamers be asking for it sometimes, because when you're like, well, PC gamers, you gotta wait again, or you're begging. Well, you sound silly because GTA was on PC
first,
actually. So, GT, like that's where it doesn't make sense. Then on top of that, if you're talking shit, but then like later you're gonna be like, well, why are the PC gamers saying Master Race and saying that we're peasants? Why are you also?
I'll wait for a video to break it down, man.
Why are you also feeding the fire? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not going to it's not going to help. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, personally, I think the delay is good. If they need to do it, I played GTA 5 before, so it doesn't bother me. And even guys on PC that don't have a console who hasn't played, and I only played the last gen version. I didn't play the next gen. Even people who haven't even touched the game yet, they're a little disappointed, but they're like, yeah, I don't want a shitty PC port. So if I have to wait, I have to wait.
Yeah, because I saw a podcast. I don't know if you watched Chase Money's podcast. They brought it up, and MWN was in there, and he was like, well, it's delayed. Well, along when it comes out, it runs fine. I'm cool. I'm the same way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if it keeps getting if we get a Drive Club incident with GTA 5, that's when it's going to be a problem. If we get something like that where it's being delayed, come out broken, then it's like, all right, that doesn't make any sense. That's dumb. But if it's delayed, come out a masterpiece, or it comes out it comes out just working very well, then Yeah, that's good. Like, because who knows the reason why they're delaying it? Like, for all we know, it could have been working fine. Because if you look at the specs, a lot of people were saying a lot of people were like, they don't think it's going to look any better than the next gen release, other than the fact that you can run it at a higher frame rate. And I was even saying, that was my predictions for the game. I was like, I doubt if it looks better than the next gen version.
Yeah, because my PC with Beast on it right now. Go ahead.
Yeah, for all I know, my Rockstar could have said, you know what, they're not gonna like that. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna like that. It's basically the next gen version. For all we know, and they could have been like, you know what, fuck it, like let's delay it even more and actually give them the definitive version. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Or Rockstar was going to release a fucked up game, and then they say, you know what, maybe that ain't smart. Let's release a good game that's not broken. Who knows?
Yeah, because as a matter of fact, like the first online Grand Theft Auto game was on PC. Somebody made a mod out of GTA 3, and what do you have on the online for 4 and 5? You know, so.
And that's where a lot of 5s online comes. Even though, like, honestly, the mods for online are way better than what Rockstar produced, but that's where the inspiration came from. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. So, and also, the PC version is gonna have the 4K stuff in it as well. So. Yep,
4K.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, I guess you could say, you know, they are getting a better experience out of the game because they get to play at different resolutions and higher frame rate. And I think the heists are going to come out when the PC drops. I don't know why, but these heists have been delayed. You know, they've been out a long time ago.
And see, that's another thing that I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good.
I was saying, like, that's another thing that I don't get. Like, people are saying, you know, I'm a multi-platform owner. I'm not biased. I don't choose sides. None of that crap. Honestly, I miss the old days when I was younger, when like we did talk about like console war shit, but it didn't matter. Like now, like especially nowadays, even with the younger kids, like everybody, it really actually matters to these people. Like, but what doesn't get me is Rockstar has been doing a lot of bullshit when it comes to GTA 5. First off, GTA 5 releases the commercials, the footage, the screenshots for the first time it was released for PS3 and 360 looks nothing like they were showing at all.
Oh, the original stuff? Yeah,
at all. And matter of fact, the next gen version doesn't even look as good as what they were originally showing, but they were advertising that as if it was for the PS3 and 360. They also advertised online and heist, but online didn't come out day one. When it did come out, it was broken. Heist still isn't out. You know, They've had a lot of bullshit with GTA 5. And it's been a lot of the bullshit actually was against the console users. The only one bullshit that was for the PC users was when Rockstar said we have no plans of releasing a PC release of the game. Until later, like last year or the year before, they announced and actually said that have been working on the next gen and PC version of GTA 5 since the beginning.
Yeah.
So that's I guess that and the fact that it's been delayed on PC, that's the only faults I guess the PC version has had, or the problems that they've had with the PC gamers. But all the other bad shit has to deal with the console users.
Yeah.
But instead of you complaining to Rockstar and actually boycotting or saying, yo, Rockstar, what the fuck, you want to sit here and say PC gamers are begging for a console game that started on PC.
Yeah. It's like
doesn't make sense. It's just, one other thing I want to throw out off topic a little bit.
No, you're good.
They were like, the funniest shit ever. Yo, didn't Metal Gear start on PS1? Why is Metal Gear Solid 5 going to PC? I'm like, Metal Gear started on PC. What are you? Shut up. Shut up. I wasn't even born then. I knew that. Like, it's like if this is your hobby, you got to know some history too. If you got a hobby, know some history. I don't care if it's gaming, cars, something. You can't just know some history. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just. And if you don't know stuff, I mean, that's fine. But just don't blurt out stupid things.
Yeah, because I had to correct a couple people on the whole Grand Theft Auto thing. They're like, for real? I'm like, yeah, it actually did come out on PC first, then with a console, and you know, it's like, oh god, yeah. So I totally agree with you, man. I mean, for this game, see, the console guys have been getting shafted. I mean, honestly,
I know I was shafted with GTA 5, and then another thing for the console.
I have it though, but I have her PS3 though. I just at the time I think I was playing Tomb Raider, so I stopped playing it with Tomb Raider. But go ahead.
Another thing that was a problem with the console version was for PS3 and Xbox 360. A lot of people, like myself, bought the digital version. Now on 360, you at least had a little bit of time, but for me on PS3, you were able to, if you pre-ordered it, you were screwed. I pre-ordered it, and like what I say, the day of release, Rockstar sends out a message saying, okay, if you got the console version, there is some type of a download thing for stability that comes with the game that you have to put in or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you have the PC release, it's actually fucked. Like, not PC release. If you have the digital release, it's actually like that version is fucked up. Like it doesn't get fixed, with all the pop in and all the problems. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I have a fucked up version of the game that I can't get a refund on. Like I asked, they didn't give me one. So problem too. But where was the outrage? It didn't exist.
Yeah, nobody's saying anything.
Nobody saying anything. You know what I'm saying? So
it's man, oh man. But like I want to let everybody know I'm not a PC elitist, or you want to call me that, great, that's fine. It's a nice title to have, but I'm not a console person. I play both, man. To everybody, I play both. But if I can get something cheaper somewhere else, I'll go over there. You know what I mean? It's like buying gas. The gas station across the street has something that's 2 cents cheaper, I'll go over there. In this case, my PC has games that are cheaper, so I play there right now. But I am picking up some new games coming out for PS4. Like Bloodborne is coming out next month. I want to play that. I know my boy's getting that, so we're doing a lot of co-op and stuff like that. So, I'm not just strictly PC, but the PC crowd, man, damn, I can do so much more in this thing. So that's a whole other topic on that one. I don't want to dive into that really, but yeah, GTA April, right? That's the release date, April 13th, I think it was.
I think it's March, right?
Oh, it's March. Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, I think it's March 13th. I can't remember, one of those 13s. But yeah, when it comes out, we'll see what happens on the PC community. I know people are gonna mod it. That's gonna happen for sure. They're gonna do what they need to do, add new textures, more grass, things like that. And I think the game might be pretty neat. Will I buy it again? I don't know. I probably not, unless it's on sale for dirt cheap. I might look into it, but other than that, I probably won't be buying it again. Because I really beat the one on PS3, so I don't know. I'd be like double dipping though, but I already did that with The Last of Us, so I don't know. We'll see. But you got anything else to add to that, man?
To the whole conversation or whatever. I don't know if I want to talk about it on your channel, so I think nah.
Off camera.
I might have to talk. Not only off camera, but I'm gonna shoot my own video on it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us for this long. Like I said, I'm JGott. My boy King. It's another little hangout. We're supposed to have a third person in here named Super Tezo. He was to be here, but
he's talking to some New York lawyers right now. So
yeah, probably. But next time, man, he might be up in here. He's kind of like a Nintendo guy. I gotta go to for Nintendo stuff because he knows a little more about the actual hardware than I do. So, but besides all that, thanks everybody for sticking around. Thanks for listening. If you haven't done it yet, like and subscribe to King's channel as well. The link will be in the description. Cop that. All right, man. Peace.
All right.